Don't tell me there's nothing cool to do in Northeast PA. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. This weekend is lousy with things to do in Northeast PA. Here are 3 cool things going on this weekend. Today in Hazleton from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., the Hazleton Art League members group show Color and Light, an exhibition of visual art is happening. Art League members showcase their many talents with this annual exhibition of their art. Admission is always free. The show is open to the public. It's at the Hayden Family Center for the Arts, 31 West Broad Street, Hazleton, PA. Saturday in Scranton, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Riverfront Sports Complex. It's the Battle of the All-Stars Roller Derby Tournament. Don't miss out on seeing these 24 teams take the track to battle it out. 600 skaters, 52 games, all over 4 days, and it is happening on Saturday, too. The event hasn't taken place since 2020 due to COVID. Which team will take home the BOTUS trophy this year? Tickets are $25 for adults. School-age kids are just $12. That's at Riverfront Sports Complex. And if you think that's it, no. Sunday, Stroudsburg has their 44th St. Patrick's Parade. Step-off time will be 1:15, starting at Stroudsburg High School on Main Street, and then it'll make its way to the Municipal Building on Crystal Street in East Stroudsburg. Wear the green and be seen at one of the best parades in the Poconos. And this year they're doing something really cool. They're honoring their own Ed O'Donnell as Grand Marshal. Ed is a World War II Marine veteran who served both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. There are things going on in Northeast PA.
Hey, Mr. Manly here with lesson number 403 in How to Be Manly. Being St. Patrick's Day, I began my celebration last weekend in an attempt to go to the parade in Scranton. As I was traveling on 81, I noticed a car pulled off to the side of the road. All I could see was a young lassie bent over, trying to open her trunk and wearing a nice pair of green knickers. So, thinking that I could be her lucky charm, I stopped and offered assistance. As it turned out, she had a flat tire. I sprung into action, getting out my jack, lug nut wrench, and inflator. Of course, I'm referring to the ones in my trunk, not in my trunks. I was able to put the spare tire on and made sure it was properly inflated. She said, "My name's Patty. Thank you for your help. It was amazing watching you handle that jack, loosening and tightening those nuts, and someone that has an inflation device. Woo! I wish I could learn how to handle all of those things." Well, I knew at this point I could teach Patty how to handle such a situation and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 403, and repeat after me. Number 1, Patty, I have a jack. I'm sure it'll give you a rise. Number 2, loosening and tightening nuts. You want to learn? Practice on these 2 right here. Number 3, shoo-wee, Patty. Being with you, I won't need my inflation device tonight. Shortly after, as Patty permanently loosens your nuts as you try to rise, and you suddenly know another reason why you'll not need your inflation device tonight, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly, and good day.
They look pretty cool, except it seems odd they don't have the word juicy on their butts. 61% of Americans plan to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. The rest of us just woke up still drunk from yesterday. Am I right? Today is St. Patrick's Day. Many bars are serving green beer, but if you want green water, you'll have to go to Jackson, Mississippi.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Following rant may cause you to pull your hair out, scream at the radio, punch the dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to Loudmouth Yambag at rock107.com.
Hey, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what's got me jacked. Litter. I was doing a remote broadcast the other day, and a woman who just moved here from a New England state remarked about the amount of trash strewn about the roads in our area. Hey, she ain't wrong. Our roads, our highways, our parks, our sidewalks, our trails, our parking lots, our lives are littered with, well, litter. Now, litter is not a problem unique to Northeast PA, but it does seem to be a lot worse in the Keystone State compared to many other states I've visited. You think I'm wrong? Open your eyes the next time you're out and about.
Look at the shoulder on the roads you're driving. You'll see cans, bottles, tissues, newspapers, fast food containers, smokes, diapers, some of them used. Oh, can't you wait till you get home or at least to a gas station or something? So why are we so prone to littering? Are we simply lazier than people in, say, South Carolina? No, we're not lazier. I think we're just used to littering. Yeah, we're simply accustomed to it. Think about it. When was the last time you saw the crying Indian PSA? Okay, the crying Italian guy pretending to be a Native American PSA, but you get the point. I'm not saying the lack of awareness about littering is the cause, nor am I saying that more PSAs will end the issue. I'm saying it's a symptom of how little we care about tossing our garbage out of our oversized SUVs as we fly down 81. Littering proliferates in Pennsylvania because curbing it is simply not a priority. How do I know this? Hey, it's obvious if you look at the fines levied for littering in our Commonwealth compared to, say, the state of Massachusetts. In Penn's Woods, tossing a used bag of fries out the window could cost you $300. All right, not a fine I'd be in a hurry to incur. However, in Massachusetts, that same bag of fries out that same window could cost you up to $5,000. And if you're simply driving a car and your passenger tossed those fries out, you could have your driver's license suspended. Yeah! They ain't effing around up there. So maybe it's time for the bloated PA legislator to up the fines for littering here in Pennsylvania. Maybe to something that costs more than, say, a Nintendo Switch. You know, to let people know we're serious about the problem. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man!
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag #IFoundProspector and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
This is kind of a good news, bad news one. The bad news is Make-A-Wish Foundation is changing its policy, and having cystic fibrosis won't automatically qualify kids for a wish anymore. The good news is that's because treatments for it have gotten so good, it's not nearly as deadly as it used to be.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector
On Rock 107.
It's a big day for many people in Northeast PA. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. St. Patrick's Day on this Friday, and that's a Friday during Lent. Are they going to be able to eat meat? They've gotten special dispensation from the bishop in Northeast PA, so they're ready to roll there. But it makes me wonder, what is St. Patrick's Day like on the Emerald Island in the church? So we're going to be calling St. Patrick's Cathedral and trying to find out here on Rock 107.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Cathedral. Father Seamus McGough speaking.
Good morning, Father. My name is Prospector. I'm calling from Scranton, Pennsylvania at Rock 107. And being St. Patrick's Day, I was wondering if there's anything that your services do today other than the traditional Mass.
Oh, yes, my son. We do have the traditional Mass. But on St. Patrick's Day, we dye the Eucharist green. And when the parishioners come for communion, we have a kegger of Killian's Irish Red to wash down the wafer.
Now, it seems to me, Father, and I could be wrong, that might slow down the process of the Mass. I mean, I could see some parishioners bringing a sandwich and making a day of it.
Oh, that's quite true, my son. We start with the 7 o'clock Mass. That rolls into the 8 o'clock. And by the 9 o'clock rolls around, it's standing room only.
Sorry, so let's switch gears here. With St. Patrick's Day falling on a Friday during Lent, do you observe the no meat? I mean, we're talking about ham and corned beef here. Yeah, how are you going to do that, right?
Yeah, what we have to do is, we don't have the ham nor the corned beef, but what we do is we have surf and turf, and so we meet the Pope halfway on that. It's like one hand washes the other.
Now, doesn't that make you feel a little like self-conscious, like,
Well, indeed it does, my son. What we do, the next morning we all rush off to confession.
All right, so confession's a great idea, but who are you confessing to?
Oh, that's the pleasure of being a priest. I confess to myself. I give myself 4 Hail Marys. I'm absolved. But I got to tell you, that is the hardest part of the job for me. I'm a born gossip.
Well, then that's got to be real tough. If you're hearing confessions, it's got to make you feel tense, maybe under pressure to not spread that stuff.
Oh, indeed it does, my son. The pressure builds. Oh, does the pressure build. And at that point, I'm so happy I can cling to my rosary. Oh, I thank God for my rosary. You know, between you and me and my rosary, we've been secretly married now for the past 10 years.
All right, okay. All right, Father, I think I've gained enough information and perhaps maybe more than I wanted to know. Have a great holiday. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's to you, my son.
What's a yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth-breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
Something went south during a threesome in Florida last Monday night, and 67% of the lovers ended up in jail. Police say that the three were in bed for a romantic interlude when there was an argument. Now, it's unclear what that argument was about, but things got violent. A 31-year-old guy and a 20-year-old woman both struck a 29-year-old female victim and then apparently stormed out of the house. The guy also threw a cinder block through the back window of the victim's car. Now, fortunately, nobody was seriously hurt. The female assailant was charged with battery, while the man was also hit with a felony charge of throwing a deadly missile, which sounds really exciting, but they're just talking about the cinder block.
Nominee number 2.
You've heard of pullover laws, right? This guy, not so much. A Virginia Sheriff's Office deputy had a suspect pulled over for suspected DUI when his cruiser was struck by a car driven by a 24-year-old named Christian A. Freeman. The deputy that was hit was in his car when the crash happened at around 2 in the morning. The crash caused significant damage to the cruiser, but neither the deputy nor the driver were injured in the crash, according to the sheriff's office. Turns out Freeman was driving drunk. Not shocking, since he plowed into a police car with its lights on at a traffic stop. Freeman was charged with DUI and reckless driving.
Nominee number 3.
If you went to a cafe called We Spy Coffee and More, you'd probably assume the and more is the other drinks they offer, or sweets or something. Not other things that they're spying on. On Saturday, a man was in the restroom at the We Spy Coffee and More in Florida and noticed a camera recording him from under the sink. He confronted the employees and called the cops. The police came and arrested a 31-year-old man named Spiridon Vulgarakis, who was identified as an employee and business partner of the cafe. Yeah, his name is Spy, and he was the bathroom spy at We Spy Coffee and More. I know this sounds like a joke, but it's real. Spiridon admitted that he placed the camera there and recorded the victim and other males using the restroom. He's been doing it for about a month, so the cops want to talk to anyone else who thinks they may be a victim. Spiridon was charged with battery and video voyeurism.
Nominee number 4.
A 39-year-old woman in Florida named Carlene Biswanger is facing a felony charge of battery for allegedly striking her 68-year-old boyfriend in the eye with an avocado. It happened at their apartment on Sunday evening. It's unclear why the boyfriend was beamed. I'm assuming there was some kind of argument because she also hit him in the arm with a metal hanging rod. Carlene was arrested for battery, and it's upgraded to a felony because the victim is older than 65. For what it's worth, she denies directly striking him, whatever that means. Any avocado might give you a black eye, but some are harder than others. The police report didn't specify if this avocado was overripe or underripe, though it's probably safe to say it wasn't perfectly ripe. They never are.
And the winner is
the drunk driver who slammed into a police car where the cop had already had another car pulled over for DUI. You didn't see the lights? Yeah, you're the Yambag of the Week. Congratulations. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.